Hi, YouTube. Here we go, chap. You ready? Act 2, Ranks and Competitive Changes. As we near the end of Act Uno, we want to lay out our plans for the competitive experience at the end of an act and discuss new features starting in Act 2. Currently, in our competitive system, your matchmaking rank is very closely tied to your skill, or MMR, and it can move up or down fluidly depending on if you're having a good day or bad day of competitive play. We want you to have an accurate representation of your current skill in matches. True. We also want to build a ranked system that promotes growth and engagement over peaking at a top rank, getting anxious about losing it, and stuffing it in the fridge. Any stuffing it in the fridges in chat? Let's talk about our next steps. Okay. Competitive Act 2 update and act ranks. The takeaway: after an act, all that matters for your act rank are your 9 best ranked wins of the act and how many wins you've gotten in the act. So, if you peak at Diamond but drop down to Gold, your act rank will only remember the good times. Take another run at Immortal, push those lower rank games out. That makes sense. Let's break down the details. Your matchmaking rank will still be a close reflection of your current rating. We are now introducing act ranks, which track your proven skill. This is new. Highest ranked win and number of comp wins in the act. So to me, it just kind of means something like Overwatch, right? Where it cuts it, it breaks it off by season. You know, in Overwatch, it's like it tells you your peak each season. You can go like competitive season 20, and then it'll show you what your highest rank was and your rating and all that stuff. So they're going to do something similar in this game now. At the end of your act rank will be preserved as a badge on your player card in competitive games and in your career history. PogChamp, dude. Your proven skill is your 9th best ranked win of the act to demonstrate you can consistently win at that level. Does that mean you need to win 9 games in a certain skill or something? Your highest ranked win is self-explanatory. It's the highest ranked you've won in achieved in the act, right at the top of the triangle. Okay. Your act rank border is this rank that evolves based on your number of comp wins in the act. So you get a board. So this is how they're trying to incentivize you to play more games. The more games you play, the better and sicker your border is going to be. You'll also be able to preview past rank. Okay, so it lets you go back. Oh, look at this. Overview. Act rank, episode 1, act 1. Valorant, 45 wins to go to level 5. Border, level 4. Border, level 5. Total wins 100. So what is this? Is this like, does this show your actual move up? This shows you how many games you've actually won in your top rank, and this shows you like your progression as it went on. That's kind of cool, actually. I think this is just representing of like how your progression was through the ranks, right? So you played 12 games at Gold, and then something at Platinum, Diamond, Immortal, and then Radiant. I guess it's a little confusing, but it's fine. We'll figure it out eventually. As you play your act rank fills with smaller okay, this explains right here, chat. Each triangle represents your ranked match wins, gold, immortal, etc. over the course of an act based on the rank you entered the game with, hence your rank for that match. Wins at higher ranks visually replace your lowest wins to display the best of your comp games. For example, more wins at Radiant will push out your earliest wins at Bronze. Very aspirational. So that means if you want your thing to be full Radiant, if you want to fill your whole thing out, it means you have to win this many games, however many is total in the actual 100, I guess. Or that doesn't look like 100 to me, but you have to win all Radiant games and your full triangle will be Radiant. Do I really care about that? No. Realistically, no. Don't really care about filling my triangle with Radiant wins, to be honest with you, but we'll see. The border changes as you hit win thresholds, 9, 25, 50, 75, and 100. Okay. Starting in Act 2, your friends will be able to inspect your match history. That means I can look at my friend. So like Trainwrecks, he was saying how he won a game but then lost 4. I can fact check him. I can check to make sure that's actually true, including both your matchmaking rank and overall act rank. Okay. Act rank badge. You can view. So this is another triangle. Another triangle now. But why? This is something different. So there's 2 different triangles, I guess. You can view your progress towards your act rank badge anytime in the career page. Your act rank badge shows off your proven skill, best rank matches for the act. This is based on your top 9 ranked wins. Remember, you will have to prove your skill at the rank if you want to finalize it as your record. And this is going live in Act 2, I'm guessing, yeah? For Act 1, we've decided not to award an act. Okay, exactly. because you figure out you want to know what you're getting into before commemorating it with a badge. Again, for Act 2, you'll be able to earn that Act rank badge, which memorializes your Act 2 comp skill and will display on your player card during Act 2 competitive wins. While we always plan to allow you to view your prior Act rank progress in your career tab, your Act rank badge will represent your latest Act rank and proven skill, so other players have a good indicator of how you've been playing in the last 2 months. Like, okay. I guess you can tell if somebody's boosted, I guess, or a Smurf even. But ultimately, I don't think I'm going to personally really care about this, because I'm sure people will, but I still don't think that, like, what do I care? As long as I hit Radiant, like, what do I care what my triangle looks like, right? It's like, as long as I'm Radiant, it still doesn't really, like, it doesn't push you to try to grind in Radiant already. Like, I don't think this is the way to do it, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll have to see. Competitive and end of acts. Oh, this is kind of sick, actually. Like, it actually gives you a badge. It says your Radiant skill, and then it gives you like a triangle that stays on your thing, I guess. With each Valorant act, we plan to deliver a host of fresh content as well as balanced changes. As the game evolves, we want to give both new and returning players an opportunity to jump back in and see how their skills stack up in the new act. Here's what happens at the end of an act for comp. Your prior act rank will be saved and locked in your career tab. Act 1 comp data will be saved. You will be put back into a bridged placements. It will take 3 games to display your match rank instead of the initial 5. So there's only 3. But I guess it's fine since they'll have like the last season to go off of too. These placements are quicker as we will reference your MMR from the prior act, so we can quickly assess your skill for the current. So exactly. So it'll use your MMR from the last act. So it'll like kind of stay with you forever. Your rank will be a conservative placement where we are confident you're able to compete at that skill level or higher. Typically, your match rank will land a couple of tiers below where you ended up the prior act, but will be increasing how heavily we weigh performance in your early games, so you can quickly improve your match rank if you play well and win. Placement games don't count towards earning your act rank. Okay. So this whole thing is just basically saying, like, it's a positive and a negative. It's a negative for the people that are like bronze 1 and they don't want that to stay with them forever. You know, they don't want to be able somebody to inspect them and be like, oh, season 3, this guy was bronze 1. Let's everyone make fun of him. On the other hand, it could be kind of cool because if you end up getting Radiant and it stays with you forever, it could be kind of cool. But again, I personally don't think that this is something that's going to entice players to grind at Valorant. I don't think people are going to care enough. And if they do care, they're going to play the minimum amount of games they possibly can. And then that way they can just make a Smurf again and have faster queue times. Like, I don't think this really care. I don't really care about this, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see how it looks. Anyway, last part. What's ahead? We look forward to hearing your thoughts and feelings on competitive and act ranks. As we get closer to the end of Act 2, we'll share another update on our next steps for evolving the competitive experience. Right now, a couple of the top priority areas are we looking for at is improving transparency and clarity into your matchmaking rank changes, along with solving some pain points for high-ranked players. Solving pain points for high-ranked players. So queue times, I'm guessing? We also always welcome hearing from you all other features and improvements you want to see. Okay. I can appreciate they're doing something different for the next act, for the next season. Basically, that they're kind of turning it into kind of what Overwatch was without the top 500. There definitely is not a top 500. There's no. It still just doesn't. People are saying there is top, but there is no top 500. There's no ladder still. It's literally just it gives you a badge the more you play and win at your rank, and the better the games are. So, yeah. Basically, it's literally just a way to entice people to play the minimum amount to fill their triangle. I think it's this triangle. So that they get this cool triangle with the Radiant icon for the next season. So I really don't think this actually did anything. I don't think it did. I think it's a way to give people more rewards for playing ranked, but I still think that once you hit Radiant, there's really no point to play anymore. It's like literally the same thing. It's what they said they didn't want to happen. They didn't address it at all, I don't think. Where it's right here. We want to build a rank system that promotes growth and engagement over peaking at a top rank, getting anxious about losing it, and stuffing in the floor. This is still like, they didn't address this at all. I don't think, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not understanding maybe exactly what they're saying, but I don't think that this was addressed, even though they confronted it in the first 2 paragraphs of their entire thing. So, yeah, I guess we'll see how it turns out. I don't know.